Hi, I'm Marti Yura with Vista Yoga, and I'm here with Dani Berry of WellWorks Consulting. And we're going to take you through some exercises to help release tension in your neck and your shoulders, to help you breathe better and to feel better. And so if you would take a seat, you might already be sitting on a chair, and just sit with your feet comfortably placed on the floor in front of you. And also your buttock bones, both sides of your hips, resting equally. So if you have your legs crossed, uncross them, and just turn your palms down onto your thigh. And so the first thing we want to do is really be able to tap into an evenness of breath. So an even breath in, an even breath out. We call it same breath, or samavriti is the word in Sanskrit and yoga. And so consciously just letting the hands drop and letting the wrist relax and letting the arms slide down from the shoulder, let the arms drop. And so we start to settle the hands and begin to let the shoulders begin to widen and the chest broaden and the belly expand as you breathe. Normally we kind of think of breathing in for the count of 4 and then equally breathing out to the count of 4. On the exhalation, start by just relaxing your jaw. Just letting the weight of the jaw drop. Allowing the tongue to spread and broaden. And just allowing really from the back of the tongue, the very kind of back of the throat, all the way down along the front of the chest to your belly. Just let that relax, letting the belly expand and contract with this breath in and with this slow, nice, easy breath out. We'll take 2 more breaths like that. You might even close your eyes or just look slightly down to the floor to let go of the tension around your eyes, around the forehead space. Let that soften. Okay, then begin to move. We're going to bring a movement with this breath. And Dani will lean forward. I'm going to just stand sideways to show you. So you're going to hinge forward from the hip. And then as you inhale, start to draw your tailbone down. And as you draw your tailbone down, the head will start to drop slightly forward. And you create kind of this curve or this wave-like movement with the exhalation. And then inhale, hinging again, moving the lumbar spine in and arching the back forward. And then as you exhale, drawing the tailbone down, rolling the belly in, the lower belly in, and rolling that kind of up through the spine. Just kind of start to get into it with the breath. Inhaling, and lift your head a little bit, look forward. And then as you exhale, let the forehead drop. And start to feel a lift and an opening around the back of the neck. And then inhale, moving forward again. Start to feel a lengthening along the front of the throat, all the way up to the chin. And then exhale, lowering chin down, softening forehead down. Like 2 more like that. Breathing in. She has a nice pattern going there. Start to bring a little more ocean sound to that exhalation. You could, breathe like the ocean sound out through the nose, pulling the belly up and in to the body, and then let that go, and inhaling. Try another round or 2, and here think of like if you have like a lot of stress on you right now, maybe you're like working with something that's a little challenging, and you just kind of inhale and move into it, and then exhale and let it go. So we work with what's showing up on our plate. Inhaling, opening up to it, moving into it, and then exhaling, rounding back through. And then come back to that first seated position with your hands resting on your thighs. Take a deep full breath in, deep full breath out. Maybe let your eyes close again or look downward and notice any shift or change in how you feel. So that simple movement. And then as you open your eyes, you can bring your left hand down onto the seat of the chair and then sweep the right arm out and up overhead. And then as you inhale here, start to really feel your arm growing up out of the side waist, up out of the pelvis. Take a little bit of a lean to the side, so we're comfortable for you. Now, if your arm is kind of way out here in space, bring it slightly forward. And then just kind of turn the pinky side of the hand down towards the floor, softening just to the inner neck and shoulders. So try not to over effort. And you can circle the arm down and around a few times, working with breath. Nice full inhalation, nice full exhalation. Danny's got really wonderful, great range of motion there with your shoulder. Do what you can and do your best. And as you bring your arm up, pause for a moment, and then moving the opposite direction. Kind of going counterclockwise now. Big circle around. All right, and then just kind of come up and then switch over second side. So normally what happens during the day is we're so busy down and out in front of us that we very seldom lift our arm up overhead. And so this opening of the arm, does it frees up musculature right along the outer ribs and also in the base of the shoulder. And all of those interact with the cardiorespiratory system. So yeah, nice switch over. So as you're moving, see if you just get a little fuller breath. And again, moving with your shoulder, maybe have a limitation with the shoulder and just kind of then modify. So do what feels appropriate for you. So it might just be a smaller circle. It might just be a slower, just hold, whatever you can do. And as you come down this time, then we're gonna do a little neck stretch. And so you'll tilt your head towards your right shoulder, so you're gonna go this way. So we're gonna mirror you. And so with your head to the right shoulder, then take the left hand, slide it, right hand, sorry, and the left hand and slide it underneath your buttock cheek, right? Turn the palm down. So I'm gonna have her turn her palm down. So as you tilt the head over towards the right shoulder, good. And then the right hand comes up and it just gently presses. So we wanna be able to open the space between the top of the shoulder and where the muscles attach right along it's called the occipital ridge. And if you're very flexible, Danny's got good flexibility, you could take the hand around instead of catching the head, catch the outer arm. You just kind of bring it around behind you. So this arm comes around behind you and catches the arm as you tilt your head to the side. But if that's not working for you, you can bring your hand underneath. Take one more breath here. Now look down towards the knee and add some kind of like you're curious of what's going on inside of there. What's stuck in there? Just kind of look around, looking down. Maybe something's down there by your knee or your toe. I'm going to bring just some range of motion right into that outer left side neck. And then you'll slip the hand out that you're sitting on, give a little shake out, and switch over second side. So taking the right palm down, sliding it underneath your hip. Start to tilt your head towards the left shoulder. And again, with the hand pressing on the head, we're not trying to pull, just gently adding a little bit of weight here. And then breathe from the outer shoulder all the way up along this outer neck. Long, slow inhalation, long, slow exhalations are very calming and really excellent for the nervous system. Start to slow your breath down. And then if you could do the reach around, you'll take that hand around. And again, as the hand comes around, it will find that left arm and just hold on to it. And just take some breaths in and out, looking down, and start to turn the gaze. Again, looking and tilting. Coming that way. Where are you?
Okay, wrong way.
Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Nice. And then coming up out of that, I'm going to show you a way that you can open up the shoulders a little bit more. So the shoulders and the neck are intricately related. So if you've got a lot of tension in your shoulders, it's going to creep its way into your neck. So I have Dani stand, and she's going to place her hands on the back of the chair. So you can stand and place your hands on the chair. And also it could be a desktop or a tabletop. And so placing the pad of the hand onto the chair. And then as you reach out, start to walk your feet back. And she has her feet directly under her pelvis. So she's nicely supported here. And then there's this nice long line, so you can feel it for yourself. Don't get your hands too wide apart. Have your hands pretty much in line with your shoulders, slightly wider than shoulders. And then here you could do that same undulation. So she could stretch and lengthen, and then she can lift the rib cage and draw it up and in, engaging her core, engaging her abdominals, breathing in and breathing out. You might run into some barrier here in the outer shoulder. Moves gently, mindfully through it. And we're working here with gravity and time. So think of, staying there long enough so that you feel the musculature start to elongate and widen. So when you're bringing those two energies of length and expansion, and that helps free up energy to move more efficiently. As you come out of this, you'll walk in towards the chair. And then just take a pause and stand for a moment, pressing into your feet. Maybe noticing your ears lining up over shoulders, over hip points, over heels. Take a breath and lift the back of your skull. And exhale, relax. Release tension. And then coming back to the chair, I'm going to take a really yummy twist. Sit sideways. So I'm going to have her sit sideways in the chair so that you can actually see the twist. And this is, again, pretty accessible for most people. And she's going to use the back of the chair and just kind of turn with her hands on the chair. And so getting a nice rotation here. And then on inhalation, we want to be able to feel, again, that lift and lengthen. And then the rotation coming from the rib cage, really right about where the navel is and above and beyond. The sacral area, you can see her sacrum is moving with the twist. And then I'll have her switch around to the other side and just go around. And so when we sit often, we sit cross-legged, or you sit a little bit more favoring into one side or the other, we stand like this because I shifted my weight. Then we start to build, structurally areas that hold more tension than others. And so what we did was lengthen bilaterally, and then we're twisting to wring out, just like brings a sense of continuity and also balances out the energy up and down the spine. So you kind of wring it out. And then come back to your center. We'll do one last thing. We have her take her feet wide apart. And then lean forward and just kind of take a nice hang. Yeah. And so she's supporting herself on her thighs. You could bring your hands down to the floor. And this is a really nice way to release tension in the lower back. And all of that tension in the lower back makes its way up into the neck. So to the best of your ability, just pause there. Take some big expansive breaths into the back body. Feel it expand across the belt line, the waistline, the mid-back, kind of like right in the rib cage basket, back of the heart. Let's take really expansive breath. Exhale, let it go. Relax any tension along the back of the neck. When you make your way back up, climb your hands onto your thighs. Press your way back up to take a seat. Good. Sit up tall. Once again, coming back to our beginning pose, hands on thighs, shoulders relaxed. Take another deep full breath in. Allow yourself now to integrate what you just experienced. Once again, feel your breath evenly Drawing in and evenly drawing out. Shoulders relaxed. Back of skull lifted. Jaw release tension. Eyes soft. And so we hope these tips, these movements, any of these movements that you can practice consistently. Really what makes a difference is being consistent. And we hope that they are of service to you and they make a difference.
Thank you.